We're going to be setting a tariff for essentially the rest of the world, and that's what they're going to pay if they want to do business in the United States. Thank you very much.
It started on April 2nd, America's so-called Liberation Day.
It's our Declaration of Economic Independence, 67%.
Trump turning the rules of trade on their head with a simple goal.
Make America wealthy again.
After decades of agreements knitting countries and economies together, Trump radically changed the rules. The winners and losers are coming into focus. So how do you play the Trump trade game? Canadians are already paying a cost, but who comes out on top? Let's start with the guy calling the shots. If the goal is raising revenue, Trump is winning. Trump talks a lot about his deals. What does winning look like for him?
I think for Trump, winning just means keeping a tariff rate in place that is high enough that he can live with.
Inu Manek follows trade policy for the Council on Foreign Relations, the DC-based think tank.
One that helps retain some revenue that he needs to pay for this one big, beautiful bill of tax cuts that he just gave to a lot of wealthy Americans.
Well, it's never been boring.
Ernie Tedeschi is the director of economics at the Yale Budget Lab. He's had a busy summer adding up all the tariff totals.
We project that the new tariffs in 2025 have raised $65 billion so far this year. And that's meaningful and important.
As some countries rush to strike early deals in the Trump trade game, win or lose, the answer is always tariffs. Over the past weeks, countries and regions struck deals with varying results. But if you're looking to dig into the details, good luck.
For trade experts looking at what's coming out, we're basically seeing announcements, some fact sheets, no real text of an actual deal. So basically what we're seeing are what are called like framework deals. They're just agreements to agree something later.
So Trump says he's winning, and we have agreements about future agreements. But in 6 months, the average tariff rate in America has jumped from 2.4% to 18.2%. putting consumers in a losing position. So who's really paying the cost of the tariffs?
Based on import price data from other countries, we know that foreign producers are not shouldering much, if any, of these tariffs. We estimate that given the countries we've tariffed and the products that we've tariffed, that would raise consumer prices here overall by 1.8%. That's the equivalent of about $2,400 US less per household per year, which is meaningful.
Crunching the numbers, the Yale Budget Lab is predicting rising prices in the next 2 to 3 years, with leather products like shoes and purses up 39%, clothing 37% up, and computers and electronics up 18%. And while Trump celebrates,
we're making deals for trillions, trillions and trillions.
Which Americans are going to feel the effects of these wins that Trump is celebrating?
When we look at the impact of tariffs as a share of income, you find that tariffs hit low-income families 3 times as much as they do high-income families.
When it comes to America's closest trading partner, there's no question Canadian businesses are already hurting, with the lack of clarity and increasing costs forcing them into a losing position.
Just deep fog. It's very, very hard to make any sort of planning when you can.
Simon Gaudreau speaks on behalf of Canadian small businesses who say they're paralyzed.
Because how do you deploy your resources? What kind of deals do you want to make with suppliers or customers if you don't know if they're going to be slapped with a 15%, 30%, 35% tariff overnight?
Their latest research warns of a possible recession this year. A recent survey of 2,000 businesses suggests entrepreneurs are already feeling the pinch.
There is also the fact that businesses right now are eating a lot of the cost. So 7 out of 10 Canadian small business owners are paying the counter tariffs in full for a median of $9,000.
How long can that continue before they start to pass those prices along to consumers?
A lot of people would say that probably can't go on forever, right? And at that point, we'll start to see maybe prices go up.
Gaudreau says what his members need most is stability.
even if it's a 10%, 15% tariff, I'm not saying business owners would be happy, but perhaps if there's an element of certainty and that sort of announcement, that could really be a lifeline.
And while Trump touts a new golden age,
Jobs and factories will come roaring back into our country, and you see it happening already. We will supercharge our domestic industrial base.
there will be some tolls on the rosy road ahead.
The U.S. imports 50% of its products as intermediate goods. These are things that we then transform and then sell around the world. If we're actually adding a tax on the parts that we then sell to the rest of the world, we're increasing the cost of producing things here. And so Trump's manufacturing revival is going to be really, really costly if he goes about it with increased tariffs.
Another potential price for the new world order Trump is trying to build.